Hey, hello! Nice having you here. Thanks for stopping by. I'm really excited to see you here, especially you. Okay, so, for every job description, there is a required skill that one should have for him to fit into that job description, right? Yeah, so real estate as a job, as a business, also has its own skills that you need to possess for you to fit into that business line, for you to be able to succeed in that business role. So in this discussion, we're going to talk about the skills that you need to have as a real estate agent for you to succeed in the real estate business. So let's dive into it. The number one skill you should possess, and the very important skill that you should possess, is the marketing skill. Real estate business, as a real estate agent, you are a marketer, and you know what marketing business encapsulates. What are we doing? We're buying and selling properties, we're buying and selling lands, we're buying and selling houses and the likes. So how do you get people to buy your listings? You market it. You should expose it to others for them to be able to see such listing and for them to contact you to purchase such listing. So as a real estate agent, you need to have a marketing skill, a good marketing skill. Well, marketers, they go online, they list the properties, they publicize the properties for the buyers to see, for the sellers also to come to list their properties with them. If you do not market your listing, nobody's going to see your listing. So there are various ways for you to be able to market your listing. I'm going to link a video here where I talked about the various ways for you to expose and publicize your real estate listing. If you're not good at marketing, if you're not good at putting yourself out there for people to see, if you're not good at just being aggressive sometimes, if you're not good at rejection, because as a marketer, sometimes you're going to face a lot of rejections. So if you're not good at facing those kind of things, then maybe the real estate business, it's not for you. Because as a real estate agent, for you to be successful in the field, you need to have a very strong marketing skill. Another skill that you should possess is the negotiation skill. As a real estate agent, you're going to be negotiating a lot. You're sort of like the intermediary between the buyer and the seller of such real estate property. So you're going to be doing a lot of negotiation. So for you to succeed in the real estate line, real estate agent business, you also have a negotiation skill. And how do you develop such negotiation skill? Of course, practice makes perfect, right? Over the course of your journey as a real estate agent, you're going to strengthen your negotiation skill, because you're going to be having to negotiate with the buyer or the seller in different regards, and in such ways you're going to hone your negotiation skill. And also, you having the right information in the market is going to heighten your negotiation skill. You know what's obtainable, what's the norm in the real estate business is going to heighten your negotiation skill, because knowledge, is power. And if you don't have the knowledge, how are you going to negotiate? So you need to arm yourself with a lot of knowledge in the real estate industry, and that's what's going to help you to do a very good negotiation so you don't end up being cheated. Nobody wants a loser as an agent. Nobody wants one who's going to just not give them profit as an agent. Yeah, sellers and buyers, they want agents that are going to give them the most profitable deal. You're going to be negotiating quite a lot. You're going to negotiate the price of the property. You're going to negotiate the terms of the property. You're going to negotiate a lot of things. So for you to succeed in the real estate business, you need to heighten your negotiation skill. Another very important skill that you need to have is integrity. Integrity. What is integrity? Integrity is being honest, being trustworthy. As a real estate agent, this business of real estate, it involves a whole lot of trust. If your clients don't trust you, then there's no need for them, there's no point of them giving you their money, because you are handling a huge amount of money in this real estate business. So for you to earn the trust of the clients that you're working for them to bring out that money and hand it to you and trust you with their money, for them to bring out the property worth millions and trust you with their property, you need to be trustworthy. You need to have integrity. Okay, let me give a scenario. Say a client calls you and asks you of a certain property that you know is no longer in the market, but because you just want that money, you lie to the customer, to the client, and tell them, oh, the property is still available, when you know that it's not available. And the person comes to you and says, okay, let's go for inspection of the property. Like right now, I'm coming to your house for us to go for the inspection of the property. Okay, the person comes to your house, you guys head to the property location, and on your way there, you're like, I think they sold, I think they've sold the You knew right before the person called you, they've sold the property. You just tell the person right there and there, when you're en route to the location of the property, that they've sold the property, and you're like, I think they've sold the property, let me just take you to another one. No. That is not trustworthy. That is not integrity. So for you to succeed as a real estate agent, a beautiful skill you should have is the skill of integrity. You should be trustworthy. Stick to your word. What is the price? Tell them the price. Tell them the least price that's obtainable. Tell them the terms the way it is. Don't sugarcoat. Don't mince words. Just try to be exact. Try to be straightforward. Because if you lose the trust of your client, you're going to lose a huge business deal. That's fact. And you're going to lose patronage that you could have from that one individual you just lost because of your deception. So no, rule out deception from your business as a real estate agent and try to arm yourself with the skill of integrity. The next skill that we're going to talk about is communication skill. Some people be like, I don't like talking. I'm introverted. I don't like disturbing myself. I don't like interacting with people. I don't like communicating. I just like being quiet. I just like being to myself. If that is you, let me give you one kind of advice. Run away from being a real estate agent. Because as a real estate agent, you're going to be talking a lot. That's the truth. You're going to be talking to your client, to the buyers. You're going to be talking to the owners of the properties. You're going to be talking to the legal practitioners. You're going to be talking with the government. You're going to be talking to a whole lot of people in the process. So as a real estate agent, you need to have communication skill. One aspect of communication skill is that you need to be able to articulate. Another aspect of it is that you need to articulate right. Know what you're communicating. Know how you're communicating it. Are you saying something, but your client is taking it to be another way? Are you communicating erroneously? Are you giving the wrong messages even when you tend to be pointing out the right message? Think about how your client is perceiving that message that you're communicating. You should be emotionally intelligent to know if your communication is passing across in the right way that you intended for it to. Ensure that as a real estate agent, all the vital things that the buyer needs to know about such property is being communicated clearly for the buyer to see. Not when you've eventually closed the deal, but the buyer is ready to pay for the property, and on the point of closing the deal, you say, I forgot something. I forgot that the house has leaking roof and all of that, and you may have to fix it. Are you kidding me right now? These are things you ought to have communicated right from when you were doing the haggling, right from where you were in the negotiation process. So communication should be clear. Communication should be succinct. To a very large extent, you should try to communicate everything there is to know, everything you think the buyer should know or the seller should know about a certain real estate deal. Another skill that you should have as a real estate agent is problem-solving skill. Problem solvers. Of course, is there any business dealing that doesn't come with some hitch, some glitches at times? I don't think there is any. Apparently, the real estate business is not left out. It comes with its own problem. It comes with its own glitches at times. You need to be able to know how to solve problems as they arise. You could want to sell a certain property. Oblivious to you that another real estate agent sold that property that day, and you take your client to see the property for inspection, and eventually you meet the buyer there, and they're haggling the price and everything, like, what's going on? And tell you, oh, he's about to pay for the property that day, and you already have your buyer with you. That is a problem. How do you solve it? That's where smart thinking comes to play. You should be very smart in solving problem. So what do you do in that situation? The question is over to you. Because I trust that you're smart, I trust that you have the problem solving skill. So for you not to let your client down, you need to just own it. You need to own the deal. You need to show that you're capable of nailing it. Another skill that you need to have is patience. Mr. John Doe is going to call you by 10 p.m. when you're already hitting your pillow and getting ready for bed. He may even call you by 11 p.m. when you're already sleeping. What are you going to do? Yeah, I'm waiting for your answer. What are you going to do? Are you going to pick the call and lash at Mr. John Doe and tell him, don't you know it's quite late? You're not supposed to be calling me by this time? Are you going to do that? Or are you going to just angrily end the call? You're not going to have your weekends to yourself. Sad truth. You're not going to have all the hours of your day to yourself. You may end up budgeting a certain day to do a certain thing, and eventually a client calls you and tells you that that's the day is free. He wants to go for inspection. You're going to do what? Cancel every activity you had to do that day and attend to your client, because your client is a customer is always right. Your client is the priority. Please, if you do find value from this content, hit the like button so that this content can spread to as many people that will have need of it. Thank you. Now, still on the matter of patience, some customers are just very annoying. Like, that's the truth. They could just keep on bugging you about a certain thing that you keep on telling them over and over again. They could ask you about the terms of the property. They could ask you about the price and all of the things that they need to ask you about such property. One day, they ask you about that. The next day, they could go on ahead and keep on asking you the same thing you told them the previous day. Like, that is just pestering, serious pestering. Some clients are like that. So what do? You just don't get tired of them and just rule him out or just chase him out. Like, you're just tired of his passion and everything. In that situation, you have to have that patience in you. Even if he keeps on asking you every day, and you don't see a chance of this person sealing the deal, still continue answering the person. Still continue meeting the person's demands in the way that you can. Because eventually, if the person is done pestering you, either the person will go on ahead and look for somebody else to pester, or the person will eventually patronize you. You don't want to just rule the person out or prospect someone who could eventually seal a deal with you, all because the person keeps on being lousy, keeps on being irritating. You don't want to do that. So however the person comes across to you, even if the person gives you a rude remark and everything, you ought to have that skill of patience. Like, there's this real estate website where the clients review the expertise of the real estate agent. So there are people that come and just give a lot of bad comments about the real estate agent. The real estate agent is reliable enough, is efficient enough, but you see people tarnishing his image all because of maybe one little issue they had with the person, and they want to prevent other people from having the same issue. When the issue it's not magnanimous enough, it doesn't amount to much, and you see them just wanting to tarnish the person's image. So in such a way, you don't go on about and keep abusing the person. Like, as a real estate agent, having such negative comment that you know you do not deserve on such platform that you know is going to hamper your chances of getting subsequent patronage. You just don't just go about and insult the client that's making such remark. So what you do, you first of all get a touch of that your patience skill, and you handle it amicably without any form of expletive. Another skill you need to have is good mental strength. Well, I don't know if I should call this a skill, but it's very vital. You know, this business is just going to sift the humanity in you sometimes. You could deal with, God, You could deal with some kind of people that you wonder, like, why are these people humans? Why did they torture me like this? If you don't have the mental strength, you could just chicken out, cower into your shell, and just be the real estate business. Bye. You need to have a solid mental tenacity. You need to be strong mentally, because this business is going to test you in different ways. Just like in the previous example, that client that keeps on pestering you over and over again. Okay, let's say eventually the person doesn't buy from you. If you don't have a solid mental strength, you could just get weighed down, just get drained, and feel like this person just sapped all my strength and went on about and patronized another agent. There's situations where you could be very close to closing a deal, like this close to sealing a deal, and eventually the client tells you, oh, I'm sorry, something just came up, I don't think I need that property anymore, I found a better one and stuff. And you've invested your money into it, your time into it, your strength, everything, all of your being into that deal, and the person calls it off just at the nick of time. If you're not mentally strong, you're going to be weighed down. So you need to have a strong mental capacity, know how to re-energize your mental strength. So that'll be the skills I'll be talking about in this lesson. But that is not to say that there are not other skills that you need to possess as a real estate agent. You can see that overall, the real estate business requires a lot of skills from you, which is mentioned in this video. Like I mentioned earlier, there are still other skills that a real estate agent should have. So if you think that I've not mentioned the one that you have in your mind, then please comment it below for us to learn from you. Thank you once again for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.